A case involving two divisions of South African police, the National South African Police Services, also known as SAPS, and the Johannesburg Metro Police Department, also known as the JMPD. Was this the case of a trigger-happy SAPS police officer or a prodigal son who got his JMPD police officer mother killed? This is the story of Officer Linda Mtimkulu. Let's get into it. Linda Mtimkulu was born on the 18th of March in 1975 in Dobsonville, Soweto. She had dedicated 17 years of her life to law enforcement, having joined the JMPD in 2007. In her community, she was well respected and admired for her professionalism and the pride with which she served her community. Colleagues that spoke at her funeral had many really good things to say about her. One even shared a bravery story of Linda, in which she says that there was a time where there were large protests in Pimville in Soweto, and the protesters were destroying property. It was getting very dangerous, and the JMPD police officers were deployed to that scene, but many of them were scared, worried more about their own safety than controlling the protests. But Linda was the one who motivated them, telling them that, you know what, we have our guns. We will shoot if we have to. And one of them even indicated that Linda was not afraid to use her gun. She was just very brave. At the age of 49, she was still committed to her role as a protector and mother. But on the evening of the 6th of April, 2024, her life was cut short outside her home in Dobsonville. There was a fatal shooting which happened after her 27-year-old son, Yolo Mtimkulu, was involved with the police in a violent altercation that ended with his mother losing her life. So there are multiple versions of what occurred here. I'm going to begin by telling you the police's version of what happened, and I will also tell you the multiple versions of the few witnesses that were at the scene, as well as the Mtimkulu family members, as well as the investigation that ensued. According to the SAPS officers, Yolo had been driving on the freeway in a manner that was very dangerous and reckless. And in an attempt to protect and serve the community, the police officers tried to pull him over. However, instead of pulling over, he decided to drive to his home, and the police chased him all the way. When they arrived in Dobsonville, an argument broke out between Yolo. I believe that this Yolo is a nickname short for "you only live once." And I don't know what his real name is, but that is the name that he went by. So they arrive in Dobsonville. An argument breaks out between Yolo and the police. His family members who are inside the house, this is his mother, Linda, and his grandmother, who was 75 years old at the time. They hear a commotion outside. They run outside to see what is happening, and the situation escalates as SAPS police officers claim that Linda told them very quickly that she was a police officer and she was going to go into the house and get her gun. She runs into the house, grabs her gun, comes back firing at them, and the police are forced to return fire, killing her. She was actually struck multiple times and died on the scene. Yolo was arrested for reckless driving, and his 75-year-old grandmother and a neighbor were also detained in the police van at the scene. The grandmother and neighbor would be released the same time, while Yolo was later released and the charges against him dropped. So that is the version of what happened according to the police. If you're intrigued by my storytelling, please remember to like this video. Also consider subscribing to the channel if you have not done so yet. In addition, also please consider not skipping the ads. That is very helpful to the channel. On the other hand, according to multiple witnesses, the police officers were the aggressors. The witnesses claim that after Yolo pulled over into his driveway, one of the police officers became really violent, allegedly slapping him and kicking him, which led to his mother and grandmother running outside of the house into the scene of the incident. And Yolo's 75-year-old grandmother was even slapped by the same police officer before neighbors also tried to come and intervene, and they were also detained. One neighbor was detained alongside Yolo and Yolo's grandmother. So Linda tried to intervene and allegedly warned the neighbors to stay away. The neighbors that came to see what was going on, Linda would ask them to please stay away. These police officers here seem very, very dangerous. At this point, Linda runs inside to retrieve her gun, and one of the police officers allegedly chases her and fires at her, killing her as she's trying to run. This is where Yolo would later say that his mother died alone in her yard because he, alongside his grandmother, were detained outside in the police van when his mother was shot and killed. Witnesses have also come out to say that the same police officer actually emptied his entire cartridge into Linda Mtimkulu, ignoring the attempts to stop him by his other SAPS colleagues. And even after he struck and killed Linda and emptied his entire cartridge, he still tried to reload, according to the witnesses. But allegedly, his colleagues would restrain him and he stopped. But the same witnesses even say that the same police officer who had now killed Linda walked around collecting shell casings from the scene of the incident. One of the neighbors, Nhlanhla Rikhozo, stated, and I quote, "I tried to separate them and the police officer fell down, but when he got up, he pulled out his gun and pointed it at me, threatening to shoot me. My wife got between us. That's when Nombulelo told him she was also a police officer, and she ran inside her house. The officer chased after her and started shooting," close quote. Another witness, Thabo Mdluli, confirmed seeing the police officer continuing to fire as Mtimkulu tried to flee. Further controversy arose when claims surfaced that Yolo had not even in fact been speeding. According to reports generated from his tracking device, he was not exceeding the speed limit, which cast doubt on the very reason why the police pursued him in the first place. Despite the public outcry, the police officer who fired the fatal shots has not been arrested or charged with a crime. And now we get into the investigation. So whenever a police officer is involved in a fatal shooting or any type of crime, the Independent Police Investigative Directorate, also known as IPID, steps in to investigate. So an inquest was opened into the fatal shooting of JMPD police officer Linda Mtimkulu to determine whether SAPS officers acted lawfully or if excessive force was used. The JMPD released a statement, of course, offering their condolences to Linda's family and calling her a dedicated officer who had served the public with distinction. However, because South African Police Services officers were responsible for the shooting, the JMPD has deferred further comments because of the ongoing investigation. So it is a case that is very divisive when you think about it. Residents of Dobsonville, as well as Mtimkulu's fellow JMPD officers, have expressed their outrage, many of them demanding justice, particularly in light of the claims that the officer continued firing even after Mtimkulu was no longer a threat. And the community wants answers, but so far they have received none. The inquest is still ongoing. There has not been much of an update. Others on social media have also criticized Yolo and even Linda, even in death, that was a mother that was willing to protect her son when he was on the wrong side of the law. She decided that she would rather go inside the house and grab her gun and confront police officers than let the law take its course. So very divisive as a case. And that is the story of the fatal shooting of JMPD officer Linda Mtimkulu. I would like to know your views on this. Was this self-defense on the part of the South African Police Services officer who shot and killed Linda? Or was this a blatant case of police brutality? Let me know what you think in the comments section. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one.